Let's see the audio. Let's see how it is. It was like at 1:30. Okay, let me see now. Is it working? Is it fine? Okay. It is fine. It is fine. Then I don't really have anything else to do today. I don't know how did I do it so fast. In a sense, I don't know, but we are here. So, give me a second. There it is for real now. welcome everybody. We are finally back. We are another beautiful night on our beautiful place that is to read and to continue this beautiful book that is the Mahabharata. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Before any particular names, as always, welcome dear lurkers, welcome beautiful world watchers, welcome every single one. Today in particular, and now for Leon, welcome Rosebud, welcome Ginkgo, welcome Masterbrook, welcome the bot, welcome myself, welcome every single one. It is beautiful once again to be all of us gathered for this occasion, this really joyous occasion, because it is here to see, in a sense, a gathering like this every single day. But the simple fact that it exists is more beautiful than almost anything else. So, without really anything else to really add to that idea, let us go into the book itself. That is here. Have it here. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to let me change the scene. There it is, obviously. You should play. Yeah. That is approximately in 2030 we are going to do that. Start. If you survive for that, we are going to play it on 2030. You know? No. It is kind of hard to say no, but yes, Not today, but thank you for your offer, Storto. I mean, we're working on something different so far. We're cooking this particular book, so we might as well continue with that. sorry for rejecting your offer. I didn't mean to do it. But, anyways. No, I can't. They are copyrighted, therefore no way to read those mangas. And even more, because they are mangas, it will probably be kind of a bad thing to do if I try to talk with Japanese people in the future. I don't even know the language so far, so I might as well try to learn it. I might need to start to learn it, but that is something for the me of the future. Well, I mean, if I were to do it, obviously it would be a possibility, but it means that I first have to watch them, and I first need to read the mangas, and after that I need to redraw every single manga, and after that I need to set up everything here. It is kind of a long road, more than a simple thing that happens from one day to another. Did you know how to use artificial intelligence? What if you try to translate that into actual manga resolution? What do you know? What do you think? But well, I anyways. Well, what the fuck? This became shitposting. It became a shitposting. Stop. Anyways, you are free to say whatever the hell you want. We are for real this time continuing. Canto 100 of the beautiful Mahabharata. Continued. So, without no more attention to chat, sorry, I love you, but sorry, we move on. And that is. Yes, it happened. My man Clamshell, welcome. We have the quality to 256. Yes, I hope you enjoy it. I think it should still be visible on stream, the book, So I hope it isn't a problem if you want to read it. I mean, anyways, I also read it myself. The problem is that I have a kind of a thick accent and all of that, but it isn't that much of a real problem. Mm. Goodbye, goodbye. Have a good day. Have a good day. Anyways, let me for real now start. Canto 100. Sambhavarma continued. My Sampayana said, well loved by the Devas and all the Rajarishis, Shantanu is famous in all the worlds for his wisdom, his dharma and his truthfulness. Never would he tell a lie. He is self-controlled, liberal, forgiving, intelligent, modest, patient, and energetic, that bull among men. Blessed with all these qualities, a master of Dharma and Artha, he protects the race of Mahabharata and indeed all men and women. His throat is marked with 3 lines, like a shankha, a conch. His shoulders are massive and wide and he is as strong as an angry elephant. It seems that every auspicious royal sign dwells in the person of Shantanu, as if they consider him to be their choicest abode. Men who observe the deportment of Shantanu become convinced that Dharma is infinitely superior to Artha and Kama, that rectitude is loftier than wealth and enjoyment. Truly, there is never another king like Shantanu. When the other kings of the earth see his absolute devotion to Dharma, they make him an emperor, a king of kings, and then on, during the reign of Shantanu the Great, those kings are free from fear and sorrow. They sleep in peace and awake every morning having dreamed beautiful and joyful dreams. Because Shantanu is like Indra himself in Texas, vital and brilliant, every king of the earth becomes a king of Dharma, liberal and always performing yagnas and deeds of deep goodness. When Shantanu and other kings like him rule the earth, the Dharma of every Varna, of men and women, of every persuasion, grows incalculably. The Kshatriyas serve the Brahmanas, the Vaisyas wait upon the Kshatriyas, and the Sudras, worshipping the Brahmanas and the Kshatriyas, wait upon the Vaisyas. Shantanu lives in Hastinapura, the wonderful capital of the Kurus, and he holds sway over all the earth, bounded by the 4 seas. He is honest and straightforward, and as much a master of Dharma as the king of the Devas. He combines in his person such liberality, religion, and austerity that great fortune comes to him and, through him, spreads in tides across the world he rules. He knows no malice or anger. He is as handsome as Somadeva, he is as brilliant as Suryadeva, and as strong as Vayu, the wind god. His wrath, if roused, is like Yamas, yet he is ordinarily as patient as Bhumidevi, who bears all things upon herself. Rajan, while Shantanu rules the earth, no deer, boars, bears, or other animals are killed wantonly. Great kindness towards all living creatures pervades his kingdom, and he himself is the very soul of mercy, knowing neither desire nor anger, but extending his protection to all creatures. He performs yagnas to the devas, the rishis, and the pitters, and never is any creature killed in sin. Shantanu is king and father to all, and particularly to those that are rich, who have no one else to watch over them. A guardian of birds and beasts he is, indeed, of every created thing. And during the rule of the best of the Gurus, of the King of Kings, speech and truth are the same thing, and men's minds flow out always towards liberality, virtue and love of their fellow beings. Shantanu enjoys domestic happiness for 36 years and then goes away into the forest to become a Vanaprastha. Shantanu's son, Devasudev, born of Ganga and named Devabrata, is as handsome as his father and also like him in his dharma and his learning. He is a prodigy at every branch of knowledge, mundane and spiritual, skillful beyond description. Prodigious are his strength and vigor, too. He becomes a Maharata effortlessly. Indeed, he becomes a great ruler, though he never actually becomes king. One day, some years after Ganga leaves him, taking their eighth infant with her, Shantanu follows a deer he has wounded with his arrow along the banks of the Ganga, when he suddenly sees the river turn to a mere trickle, indeed run almost dry. Shantanu gazes at this one in wonder. What could do this to that mightiest of rivers? Then kisses Agyot as handsome and radiant as Indra, who holds up the river's flow with his astra, an unearthly weapon. The king watches in astonishment. The youth is Shantanu's soul, but having last seen him as a babe in arms, Shantanu does not know him. However, the boy knows his father at once, but he chooses to vanish using his Maya Shakti, his power of illusion, making himself invisible. Shantanu now suspects that the boy is his son, and he speaks to the river that flows again. Let me see that yacht. Ganga assumes the form of a beautiful woman and appears before the king, holding the boy, wearing unearthly ornaments and raiment. With her right hand, Shantanu does not recognize the woman, clad in shimmering white robes and also wearing unworldly ornaments. She has been his wife for many years, but this is another form in which she appears. Ganga says, "Tiger among men, this is your right son that you behold on me. He is a master of astras and of every other weapon. O king, take him with you now to your city of heroes. I have raised him with great love and care. Our brilliant son studied all the Vedas and the Vedangas with Vasista, and as an archer, he is Indra's equal. O Mahabharata, the Devas and the Asuras had both blessed him. Whatever Shukra Bhargava knows, my son knows as well. Having learned from him, he also knows all the Shastras that Angira's son, Brihaspati, whom the Devas and Asuras both adore, knows, having studied them from the Guru himself. He has learned the use of weapons from Kamadagni's son, the invincible Parasurama Mahabahu. O bravest of kings, I have brought your heroic son to you. He is a matchless bowman and knows the Dharma of kings in its every nuance and detail. She gives the boy's hand into Shantanu's and vanishes. Shantanu brings his son, glorious as Surya, back to Hastinapura. That scion of the line of Puru blesses his great fortune as he rides into his capital, which resembles Amaravati in heaven, bringing his what? Okay, sorry. He calls all the Pauravas together and formally crowns his son Devavrata as the Yuvaraja. Bharata Rishabha, so noble and able, is that brings that quickly his father and the other members of the Paurava clan, and also the people, see that he is certainly the jewel of that illustrious line, and they love him. As for Shantanu, he does not lot. The powerful king's joy at living with his son knows no bounds. 4 years pass. Then one day the king ranges through some woods on the bank of the Yamuna, when suddenly he smells a scent of heaven and cannot tell what it's what it is source. Here and here and there he goes, desperate to find what is that smells so sweet. Finally, he sees a black-eyed young woman, her beauty unworldly, a fisherman's daughter. Shantanu says to her, "Who are you? And whose daughter are you? What are you doing here?" She answers him, "Be blessed, stranger. I am the daughter of the chieftain of the fishermen on this river. By his command, I ferry travelers across the river in my boat." Shantanu gazes at that beauty, friendly and so fragrant, and for the first time after Ganga left him, he feels desire stirring him, powerfully. He wants her for his wife. Shantanu goes to her father and asks for her hand. The fisherman's chieftain say, "O king, I will gladly give my daughter to be your wife, but I have a condition. You are a man of Dharma, and you must fulfill my condition if you want to marry my daughter. If you give me your word on it, I will certainly give you my daughter, for I could never hope to find another husband for her who is your equal." Shantanu says, "Tell me your condition, the word you want from me. If it is in my power to grant what you want, I will certainly will. But unless I know what it is, how can I give you my solemn word?" The fisherman says, "Rahan, what I want is that the son born to my daughter shall become king after you, and no other." Oh, Bharata, Shantanu desires the fisher gift desperately, but he thinks of Devabrata and knows he cannot agree to the fisherman's condition. Burning within himself to possess the fragrant girl, his mind full of shad's hair, he sadly turns back to Hastinapura. Back in his capital, Shantanu plunges in gloom. One day, Devabrata goes to his grieving father and says, "Why do you grieve like this? Every good fortune is yours, and the chieftains and kings obey you. Yet you shut yourself up alone and speak no word to anyone, not even to me. You do not go out riding anymore. You are pale and losing weight every day. Despondency envelops you and you have lost the very spark of life. Father, I beg you, tell me what illness you are suffering from, so that I can find a cure for you. Santanu says, it is true what you say, my son, that I have become melancholy. I will also tell you why sorrow is upon me. Gangeya, you are my only son, the only heir to my throne of Mahabharata. Your Kshatriya are frequently at arms or sports with weapons. My child, human life is always uncertain. O Gangaputra, if some danger befalls you, we shall be hairless. To me, you by yourself are worth 100 sons, and I have no wish to marry again. I only pray that fortune always attends on you, and that your dynasty continues. The rishis say that he who has only one son has no son. Sacrifices performed before a holy fire and the knowledge of the Trivedas bestow immortal punya. But such punya does not have a 16th part of the spiritual merit that one gains by having a son. Why? Men and beasts are hardly different from each other in this respect. My wise child, I have no shadow of doubt that a man finds swarga for himself when he has a son. Even the Devas regards the Even the Devas regard the Vedas, which are the root of the Puranas, as having a spiritual authority, and the Vedas are full of examples of this. O Bharata, you are Kshatriya and bold and daring, and as I said, always at arms or in battle. I fear that you might be killed one day in battle. If that happens, my child, what will become of the royal house of Mahabharata? What will happen to our dynasty? Some pretender, some usurper will sit upon our hallowed throne. This is the thought that dissects me and fills me with sorrow and anxiety. The Mahabharata does not reply immediately, but that perspicacious young man suspects the truth, the real cause of his father's misery. He goes to the old minister who has devoted his life to the king's personal well-being and asks him what causes his father's depression. Bharati Shabha, the aged minister, tells Devabrata about the fisherman's condition, for which he will give his daughter Gandhavati to Shantanu. Immediately, taking many venerable old Kshatriya lords with him, Devabrata goes to the home of the fisherman and begs him for his daughter's hand for Shantanu. The fisherman receives him respectfully in his court of fishermen. When Devabrata sits comfortably, the fisherman says, Bharati Shabha, you are Shantanu's only son and the greatest warrior on earth. Also, okay, okay. Give me a second. Let me finish this paragraph. Your prowess is great indeed. Let me say this to you. If Shantanu asked for the hand of the daughter of Indra himself, Indra could not dream of rejecting his proposal. Now, let me go over here. Okay, this one in particular goes for you, Comrade Grass, also known as Pizza Man. I hope. sorry. It wasn't completely full character. I hope you can continue with whatever you really want to. I really appreciate your support, and I really desire for you to do what you really want the most, whatever it is. Only to do it because you feel like doing it, not because other people pressure you into doing it. Please, thank you, and also continue with your efforts as much as you can, no matter how hard it is. Please. There it is. There you have it. Combat Cars. Thank you. And also welcome. Um, and well, that was also a great moment to drink some water. Beautiful. Anyways, I was over here. I was. Hmm? Okay, thank you also for your contribution. Yeah, burn those points. Yeah. Anyways, continuing. Satyavati is not my natural daughter. The Maharishi from Kusit she was born is your equal in beard and dharma. He has often told me about your father Shantanu, and that only he is worthy of marrying my child. Why? The Brahmarishi Asita has asked me for her hand more than once, and I have refused him because I have believed that your father is destined to be her husband. However, There is one great fear I have in giving her to your father, that he already has a son, and that son is you. If my daughter's sons have you for a rival, who will they fear? Parantapa, scores of your enemies, even if he was Agritashura or Gandharva, no enemy could hope to prevail against you. Mightiest of all Kshatriyas, be blessed, great Devavrata, but understand clearly what I am saying, and that the decision of whether or not my daughter will marry your father does not rest with me. Oh, Bharata, hearing this, Devavrata says, in that rustic court of fisher chieftains and Kshatriyas, honest friends, then listen to the vow that I swear. I agree to the condition, fisherman. Your daughter's son shall be king of Hastinapura. I renounce my right to the throne forever. No other man in this world, I tell you, will swear such an oath, but for my father's sake, I will not break it. The fisherman's eye shine. This is good fortune that he could hardly credit. But that true man now says, Prince of Dharma, you have come here on behalf of your father Shantanu, whose glory is beyond measuring. I ask you now to also represent my interest, you and you alone, in this matter of my Satyavati marrying the king. Most excellent Kshatriya, I have something to add, something else that you must consider. Parantapa, any father who has a care for his daughter would say that what say what I am about. You are certainly a man of Dharma, Mahabaho, mighty arm, and I have no doubt that you will honor the solemn word you have just sworn before all these worthy ones. But what about your sons after you? How can I trust them? Oh, King, Ganga's son says, Oh, Fisher King, most worthy friends, listen to what I now swear in the presence of all of you, Kshatriyas. I have already relinquished the throne of my ancestors. I will now settle the question about my sons. Fisherman, from this day, I swear to remain a brahmachari, a celibate all my life. Even if I die without having a son, I will find the highest heaven for myself, realms of eternal bliss. The hairs of the fisherman's body stand on end in unbridled delight. He can hardly believe this great fortune. His eyes shining, he says, I give my daughter to be your father's wife. Welcome, Kenbike. Welcome, welcome. So far we are on the we haven't even advanced from the 100 canto, and so far, well, I did a quick rundown. Sorry if it wasn't the best of your interest, but basically, the rundown is we were watching how one guy believes his what is it his right to inherit the throne because his father wants to marry a girl who is beautiful, literally that. So this is crazy. Water. Anyways, let me continue. Yeah. And I mean, it has a lot of stories, because one is a sim, the other says over here. I swear to remain a Brahmarichi, a celibate all my life. So also an answer, this is so sad. This is so sad, as one will say. But we will see. I hope it goes correctly. The devas, apsaras, and myriad tribes of rishis pour down a rain of flowers from the sky over Devavrata's head, and heavenly voices cry over Bhishma, Bhishma, because his vow is so terrible. Bhishma, as we shall call him from now, bows to Satyavati and says, Mother, come, climb into my chariot and let us go home to Hastinapura. Bhishma helps the beautiful and fragrant one into his chariot. Coming to Hastinapura, he brings her straight to Shantanu and tells him everything. The great Kshatriyas who had gone with him say, truly he is Bhishma. When Shantanu hears what his son has done for his sake, he blesses him, saying, Death will come to you only when you call him. Otherwise, no power of heaven or earth will end your life. Well, I mean, for the for the boon of immortality. Man, this is amazing. I will also do that fucking sacrifice. Yeah. Anyways, continue. Canto 101. Samgavaparva continued. My Sampayana continued. O king, Shantanu marries Satyavati with all the prescribed and proper rituals. Then he takes care what then he takes care to himself with great delight. Soon Satyavati bears an intelligent and heroic son, and he is called Chitrangada. He is endowed with terrific vitality and strength and becomes a great man. He no, okay, sorry. Shantanu of untold prowess also begets on Satyavati another son, Vichitravirya, who becomes a mighty bowman and the king after his father. But before Vichitravirya grows to manhood, Shantanu the Great yields to time. When Shantanu passes on to Swarga, Bhishma, with the support of Satyavati, installs Chitrangada on the throne at an early age. Chitrangada, with Bhishma for his master, proves himself a matchless warrior. Indeed, no man other than his elder brother is his equal at arms. Sorry. He vanquishes every king of the earth, and when his namesake, the Gandharva king Chitrangada, sees that the prince of the world could easily subdue men, Asuras, and even the Devas, the celestial challenges the Kuru prince before his power grows beyond controlling. They meet on the hallowed field of the Kurus, Kurukshetra, and the battle within them lasts a full 3 years. On the banks of the golden Saraswati, fierce and dreadful is that battle, and the sky is thick with banks of arrows and spears, and lasting ace blows ring out. But finally, with superior strategy, indeed with his subtle deception, the Gandharva kills the human Chitrangada and flies up into heaven. When Chitrangada, tiger among men, of strength beyond all measure, is killed, Bhishma, son of Shantanu, performs his last rites. Then he crowns the young boy Vichitravirya as king, while he himself rules as regent in his youngest brother's name. Vichitravirya, for his part, worships his older brother, and Bhishma loves him like a son. That fine prince of Dharma. Okay. Canto 102. Parva continued. But Sampayana said, O scion of the house of Kuru, thus Bhishma rules the kingdom with the support of Satyavati. When Vichitravirya is a boy, when his brother grows into a young man, the wise Bhishma decides to get him married. He hears that the king of Kasi is to hold a combined Swayambara for his 3 daughters, all said to be as beautiful as Apsaras. With Satyavati's approval, Bhishma, Mahabharata, Parantapa rides to Kasi in a single chariot. Shantanu's son sees all the kings come from across the land, from every direction in the hope of winning one of the princess's favor. He sees the 3 exquisite Rajakumaris, each of whom will choose her own husband. As the names of the gathered kings are being recited, Bhishma declares that he chooses the 3 princesses to be his brother's wives. In a flash, Ganga's awesome son has the amazed young woman in his chariot. He speaks to the assembled kings in a voice like the rumbling of thunderclouds. The rishis have said, a maiden may be given to an accomplished groom by inviting him to the girl's house and giving her away, decked in fine jewelry and with valuable dowry besides. Others might give their daughters away by accepting a pair of cows or bulls as bride price, yet others take gold for giving their daughters in marriage, while some men carry away their brides by force. Some men marry young women with their consent, others drag them into giving them consent, and still others by getting the permission of the girl's parents. Some men marry wives for having sat or helped at yajnas. Of this, the sage always laud the eighth form of marriage for Brahmanas. Kshatriyas, however, approve of the fifth. Swayambara, where the girl consents herself and chooses her own groom. Kings marry by this custom. But the rishis say that the wife taken by force from a conclave of Kshatriyas invited to Swayambara after a battle, after slaying adversaries, is the most prized. Therefore, O Kshatriyas, look, I am taking these 3 by force from my brother. Do your best to stop me, if you dare. Come, defeat me, or be vanquished. Bullying, anyways. With that, the invincible Kuru Prince Bhishma thunders away in his chariot with the three princesses. The challenged kings jump up, slapping their arms and their thighs in anger. Such a deed they make, throwing down their fine ornaments in haste and pulling on their armor. Oh, Hanamihaya, jewelry, what? Jewelry? Isn't it jewelry? Yeah, I got lost, what? Anyways, oh, Hanamihaya, jewelry and armor being flung down and pulled on, flashes like meteors in the night sky, their great brows knit and eyes red with fury. The Kshatriyas rush towards the fine chariots that their Sarathis bring, yoked to steeds of lofty pedigree. Weapons raised and roaring, the magnificent Kshatriyas give hot chase to the great Kuru Lord. Then, O Mahabharata, ensues the dreadful battle between all those warriors on one side and Bhishma on the other. 10,000 arrows they shoot at him at once, and he cuts them down with an incredible volley of shots as numerous as the down on one's body. The kings surround him and rain arrows on him like thunderclouds do upon the crest of a mountain. Bhishma not only stops that downpour of barbs, he pierces every king surrounding him with 3 arrows. In a flash, they strike him back with 5 arrows each, but the shafts fall off his mighty body like straws. Rahan, and he shoots each Kshatriya again with 2 arrows. The encounter swells, and arrows stream around Bhishma's chariot so that it becomes like the Devasura Yuddha of old. Men that do not fight but only watch, brave men tremble. Bhishma breaks bows with his fusillades, cuts down flagstaff, severs coats of armors, and sloughs off human heads in thousands. So light, swift, and sure is his hand, so awesome his prowess and skill as he keeps them at bay, that soon the kings around him, their breath taking away, pat down their weapons and begin to applaud him. With that quick bow, he turns his chariot and flashes away towards Hastinapura, capital of the Maharathas, taking the princesses with him. Suddenly, the Maharata Salva roars out a challenge to Bhishma. He thunders towards Bhishma like a great tusker rushing at an otter and goring it with his tusk for the sake of a cow elephant in heat. Salva wants the princesses for himself and cries, "Stop and fight!" to Bhishma. Bhishma, tiger among men, desiccator of enemy armies, blazes up in anger. He knits his great brow, reins in his chariot, and, bow in hand, turns up face Salva. For this is Kshatriya Dharma. The other kings grow still to watch this duel. The fight begins, and the roars are like the trumpeting of bull elephants that fight over a cow elephant in season. Salva shoots 100,000 arrows at Bhishma, quick as thinking. The other kings are wonderstruck by his archery and shout out their praise. Infuriated by the yells of the crowd of kings, Bhishma cries to his Sarathi, "Right at Salva! I will kill him as Garuda does a snake." Warding off Salva's cloud of shafts, the peerless Kuru fits the Varunastra to his bowstring and carries Salva's 4 horses and, O tiger among kings, in a flash Bhishma kills Salva's charioteer while he keeps his enemies' fire at bay. Next moment, Shantanu's son, fighting for the princesses, kills Salva's pedigreed horses with the Indrastra, Indra's weapon. He shoots the bow out of Salva's hand and has him in the eye of his arrow, but spares his life. Bhishma turns his chariot round and rides back towards Hastinapura. Bharatadashvra, the humiliated Salva returns to his kingdom and rules again justly. The other Kshatriyas who have come to the Swayambara do the same. They all go home empty-handed and routed, those that do not die. Bhishma rides back like the wind with his 3 prizes towards Hastinapura, from where Vichitravarya, holy fuck. Bhishma rides back like the wind with his 3 prizes towards Hastinapura, from where Vichitravirya, Prince of Dharma, rules the earth as righteously as his father Shantanu had. Raham, through many forests, rides Bhishma. he fords many rivers and arrives swiftly. There it is. Let me drink water because I got kind of lost out there. Anyways, what a bit it is to have water. Let me continue. The son of Ganga, who flows into the ocean, invincible Bhishma comes home to Hastinapura, having killed countless Kshatriyas, and not a scratch on him. He brings the daughters of the king of Kashi to the home of the Kurus, tenderly, as if they are his daughters-in-law, younger sisters, or his own daughters. Bhishma Mahabahu brings the lovely and accomplished princesses to Vichitravirya and offers them to his brother. Bhishma, knower of Dharma, immediately begins to make preparations for a royal wedding. When all is ready and the arrangement can be made by Satyavati and Bhishma, the eldest princess from Kasi, Amba, says, smiling shyly, "Long ago I gave my hair to Salva, Lord of Sauka, and he too loved me. My father approved of our love, and I would have chosen him as the Swayambara. Mighty Bhishma, you know Dharma better than anyone. You decide what you must do." Bhishma feels thoughtful. He consults the Brahmanas present there, and knows all knowers of the Veda. Then he says to Amba, "Princess, you might do as you please." But he marries Ambika and Ambalika to Vichitravirya with every proper ritual. The handsome and youthful Vichitravirya is a virgin, a brahmachari so far, but when he marries the exquisite princesses of Kasi, these are seizes him powerfully. They are tall, these girls, their soft skin like liquid gold, their dresses thick and curly, their fingernails raised and red, their hips ample and rounded, and their breasts full and their cleavage deep. They bear every auspicious mark upon their ravishing bodies, and those young women of one of the oldest and noblest royal houses see the handsome Vichitravirya as being worthy of themselves in every way, and they love him passionately. For indeed he is as strong as a deva and as handsome, yeah, and as handsome as the Aswan twins, and he could steal the heart of any woman. Holy fuck! Holy fuck! What? Anyways, okay, let me. No, 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 no. Pay attention to this. 7 rapturous years Vichitravirya spent with his 2 wives. Then, in the prime of his youth, he catches a galloping consumption. Those around him do everything in their power to effect a cure, but the Kuru princess dies like the sun setting. Literally, fuck too much. What? What? Why? Comedy. Category comedy. What? Anyways. Anyways. Bhishma is stricken. Satyavati and he perform the last rites for the dead prince solemnly, with many learned priests and all the great gurus present, all of them shocked. I would agree, my brother. I would also be fucking shocked to learn that my king died because he fucked too much. Amazing. Canto 103. Canto 103. Sambhava continued. By Sampayana said, grief striking herself, having lost her second son, Satyavati performs the funeral rites for Vichitravirya with her weeping daughters-in-law and the broken-hearted Bhishma, greatest of Kshatriyas. Then, summoning her great woman's strength, she consoles them as best as she can. When the formal morning is over, Satyavati thinks of Dharma. She recalls the great ancestry of the Kuru line. She calls Bhishma and says, "Now the Pinda, the glory of the future of the line of the great Shantanu of the house of Kuru, all depend on you. Just as Swarga and Punya are inseparable, as longevity is inseparable from truth and faith, Bhishma and Dharma are inseparable. Virtuous son, you know Dharma in theory and in every detail of practice. You know all the Shrutis, the Vedas and Vedangas. You are equal to Shukra and Angiras in steadfastness in Dharma, in the knowledge of family tradition and customs, and you know that crises require unusual solutions. Therefore, oh best of good men, I am relying on you to find a solution to your crisis. You must listen to me and then do as I say. Manabaraship, Manara, Manava, holy fuck, Manava Arishabha, your brother Vichitravirya, my son who you loved so much, has left us and gone childless to Swarga, when hardly more than a boy himself. I don't know, he fucked too much. What's happening? Your brother's wives, the young and lovely daughters of Kasiraja, want to become mothers. Mahabaho, mighty Arn, I command you to father children in your brother's widows, so that the line of Kuru might have heirs. You must protect Dharma from being lost. Crown yourself king now and rule the kingdom of the Bharatas. Take a wife and beget sons. Do not let your ancestors' spirits fall into hell. Indeed, not only Satyavati but others in the palace, friends and kinsmen, say the same thing to Bhishma Parantapa. Bhishma replies, Mother, what you're asking of me is certainly Dharma, but don't you know, my bow, that I will never beget children? Surely you have not forgotten the bride price that your father asked and which I readily gave my solemn vow. Satyavati, I will renounce the three worlds, the empire of Swarga, anything that might achieve this, but I will never break my oath or renounce the truth. The earth might cease to be fragrant, water might no longer be wet, light might not illumine forms anymore, air might relinquish its nature of touch, the sun might cease to be glorious, the moon might stop being cool, Agni might not burn anymore, Akasha might not create Shruti, sound, Indra, Kuslu, Britra might cease to be strong, Dharma may lose his impartiality, but I cannot abandon the truth or break my vow. Satyavati says to Bhishma, Bhishma, whose strength is Dharma, I know that you never swerve from the truth. Why, with your Dharma, you can create another Swarga, Bhumi and Patala. Bhishma, I know that you swore your oath on my account, but now you must think of our crisis and the Dharma that you owe your ancestors. Parantapa, scores of your enemies. You must ensure that the house of Kuru has an heir, that the line of father and son that has come down the ages since the dawn of time is not now broken. You must ensure that our well-wishers and kinsmen do not grieve, that our people do not grieve. Desperately, sobbing, she speaks, still pierced through by grief at the loss of her son, and it seems that she urges him to break his bow and Dharma too. Bhishma says, O queen, do not turn your friends from Dharma, do not destroy us all. No Shastra ever tells a Kshatriya to break his solemn oaths. Yet I will tell you what Kshatriya Dharma prescribes so that Shantanu's bloodline does not become extinct. Listen to what I have to say, then consult with your learned and devout Brahmanas and others who know the remedies that are allowed to alleviate a crisis, and also consider honorable social mores before deciding what you will do. PPPP, Canto 104. Sambhava Parva continued. Bhishma continues. In ancient days, wrathful at the death of his father, Jamadagni's son Rama killed the Haihaya king Arjuna with his Parasu, his battle axe. Rama cut off the Haihaya's 1,000 arms, which no one else could have hoped to do. Not content, he set out in his chariot to conquer the world, bow in hand. Spewing awesome astras, he ranged the earth to raise the very race of Kshatriya. 21 times single-handedly he annihilated Kshatriya armies, master to quell him, that illustrious Bhargava, and when he had indeed killed the last Kshatriya woman across the world resorted to Brahmanas, knowers of the Veda, to have children. The Vedas say that a son so begotten belongs to the man who marries the woman. The Kshatriya woman went to Brahmanas not from lust, but for the sake of Dharma. Indeed, the very Kshatriya race was thus revived. On this subject there is another olden tale, which I will tell you. In the most antique times there was a great rishi called Utatya. His wife was Mamata and he loved her dearly. One day, Utatya's younger brother, the husband Brihaspati, guru to the Devas, importuned Mamata, but she told the most eloquent of the great that she was pregnant by her husband, Brihaspati's elder brother, and that he should not seek to lie with her. Mamata said, Illustrious Brihaspati, the child in me has already imbibed the Vedas with their six angas. How can my womb make space for another child? It does not become you to ask to satisfy your desire in me at this time. But even the wise Vrahaspati could not help himself and sought to thrust himself upon her. Then the child in her womb spoke to him. Sire, stop! There is no room here for two, and I am already here. Wise one, do not make me suffer. What? Eh, What? 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 Anyways, what the fuck? Anyways, Brihaspati would not listen and still sought to have him. What? Let me. Brihaspati would not listen to and still sought to have intercourse with Mamata of the most beautiful eyes. He grew enraged to hear what the child said and cursed his brother's Utatiya's son. You dare speak to me from there at this moment of a pleasure that all creatures crave? I curse you to remain in darkness forever. Because of Brihaspati's curse, Utatiya's child, whose day has equal Brihaspati's own, was born blind. He was called Dirghatamas, enveloped in long darkness. Dirghatamas knew the Vedas and was a true sage, and though he was blind, he married a beautiful Brahmana girl, Pratweshi. He fathered many children upon her, Gautama the eldest, but they were covetous and sinful. Dirghatamas, master of the Vedas, studied under Saurabhi's son and began to practice the rituals of that tantric order fearlessly and reverently. The other munis who lived in the asrama were outraged, seeing where none was. For Dirgatama's shield was pure, as were his intentions. Those sages said, This man has broken every law of Dharma. He does not deserve to live among us anymore. Let us cast the sinner out. They said words about Dirgatamas, and then his wife turned on him as well. Dirgatama said to Paradweshi, Why do you also turn against me? She replied hotly, A husband is called the Bhartri because he supports his wife. He is called Pali because he protects her. But you neither support nor protect me. For despite all your tapasya, you are blind, and it is I that support and protect you and your children. But from now, I will not. Dirghatamas was annoyed and said to her and her children, Take me to the Kshatriyas and I will get your word. His wife replied, I do not want any riches that you get, for that will never make me happy. Brahmana, do what you like. I cannot look after you anymore. Dirghatamas cried in rage and declared that from today all women shall have only one husband for life. Even if he dies, it shall be unlawful for her to take another man. The woman that breaks this law shall be a fallen woman. A woman with a husband shall always be inclined to sin, and even if she is wealthy, she will not enjoy her wealth. Calumny and disrepute will darken her life. Pradweshi screamed to her sons, "Throw him into the Ganga!" The evil Gautama and his brothers, slaves of greed and folly, said, "Why should we support this old fool?" They bound the Munito a raft, cast him to the mercy of the river, and came home with no twinge of conscience. The blind old man floated through the lands of many kings. One day, a king called Bali, a knower of Dharma, went to the Ganga to perform his ablutions, where the raft bearing Dirghatamas floated up to him. Bali drew the raft ashore and untied the sage. When he learned who this rishi was, the virtuous Bali said to him, "Maharishi, I am childless and I beg you to father some children of Dharma and wisdom on my queen." Dirghatamas of great has agreed. Bali built an asrama for the rishi, installed him there, and asked his queen Sudeshna to go to him. But when Sudeshna learned that the sage was old and blind, she did not go to him herself, but sent her Sakhi, a maid servant, in her place. Dirghatamas begot 11 children on that Sudra woman, Kakshivat, the eldest. All 11 became masters of the Veda and chanters of the Brahman. All of them possessed great spiritual powers. One day, King Bali asked Dirghatamas, "Are these my children?" The Muni replied coldly, "No, they are mine. Your king Sudeshna saw that I was old and blind, and she insulted me by sending me her Sudra myself rather than coming to me herself. Kakshivat and his brothers are my sons begotten on the Sakhi." The king pacified Dirghatamas, begging his forgiveness. He sent his queen to the sage. The rishi only touched her with his fingers and said, "You will have 5 sons, as glorious as Suryadeva. Call them Anga, Banga, Kalinga, Pundra, and Suma. The kingdoms they found shall be known by their names." Thus, Bali's lineage was continued by a Maharishi. So, indeed, many great warriors and Maharatas have been born to Kshatriya women by Brahmana fathers. You know my opinion now, mother. Do as you see fit, says Bhishma to Satyavati. What the fuck was that part of the child in the... What? No, no more thing. Let me go to the bathroom. Anyways, let me go to the bathroom. Give me a second. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Anyways, I forgot to, I forgot to grab the mic. Sorry. Anyways, we were back. Aside from that, it seems to be going fine. But really, what the fuck was that, man? What the fuck was that? what an what a beautifully off-putting part. what 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 the fuck? Anyways, what the hell? Let me get this over here. One second. Yeah, I mean, it was a thing. That is all I can properly say. It was truly an event. Okay. Oh, 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 oh. Ah. Yeah, I try to not think about it that much, but if if it was that long, it was touching the child or what? I me, what the fuck? Anyways, continue. Shut up. Continue, canto 105. Some cara parva, continue. Bhishma continues, Mother, this is how we can continue the royal line of Mahabharata. Let us offer substantial wealth to our eight Brahmana sages and have him father children of our Vichitravirya's wives. Now, smilingly, shyly, blushing, Satyavati says, Mahabharata, Mahabaho, what you say is true. I, too, have something to tell you in confidence. You are the punya of our house and its dharma, too. You will not refuse what I am going to ask you. When I have told you my secrets, will no one else know? My father was a man of Dharma. For Dharma, he plied a ferry on the river to help wayfarers make the crossing. One day, when I was in my early yacht, the Maharishi Parasara wanted to cross the river and I was rowing him across. As we went, suddenly desire seized the sage, and he importuned me. Softly, I was afraid of my father, but feared the Rishi's curse more. If I refused him, he blessed me with a rare boon, and then I could not refuse him. Parasara covered the river in thick fog, so that my father could not see us anymore, and he took his pleasure of me in the. Holy fuck! This is that character! This is. I remember this. I remember this happened like how much? 40, 40 cantos ago. this is this character. What? Interconnections finally. Until that day, my body has always smelled pungently of fish, but Parasara removed the sting and instead gave me the fragrance of heaven spreading on every side for Ayohana. He also blessed me that though I would immediately give birth to his son upon an island in the stream, I would have my virginity restored to me. Bhishma, my son, by Parasara Muni has become a great sage of profound tapasya, for where he was born is called Dvaipayana. He has divided the Veda in four to suit over times. He is also called Vyasa, the arranger or divider. He is dark of complexion and is also known as Krishna. He is perfectly truthful, free from passion, a mighty yogin who has made ashes of all his sins with tapasya, for he went away with his father as soon as he was born. If I summon him here and we would ask him to beget children on Ambika and Ambalika, he will not refuse us. He is a glorious one himself and will sire wonderful sons. When he left that day and he was full grown as soon as he was born, he said to me, Mother, think of me if you need me, and I will come to you. If you wish, oh Vishnu, I will summon Dvaipayana even now. If you agree, Mahabaho, he will certainly sow his seed in Vichitramitya's field. When he hears the Maharishi's name, Bhishma joins his palms together and says, the intelligent man regards Dharma, Artha, and Kama judiciously. He considers these patiently and carefully, then acts in a manner so that Dharma leads to more Dharma, Artha to further Artha, and Kama to future Kama, virtue, profit, and pleasure. Mother, what you have suggested conforms to Dharma and must lead to Artha and Kama. It is the best course, and you have my complete consent. Oh, Guru, Satyavati now thinks of her sons, Dvaipayana. The Muni has engaged himself in interpreting the Vedas, but as soon as he senses his mother summoning him, he appears before her in a moment. Satyavati greets her son, embraces him, bathing him in her tears, for the fisherman's daughter has not seen him since he was born. Maharishi Vyasa sees his mother crying and tenderly washes her tears with cool water. Then, bowing to her, he says, I have come, mother, to do your bidding. Tell me what you want that I might satisfy your wish. The family priest of the Maharatas now worships the Maharishi formally, and Vyasa accepts his offerings, chanting the opposite mantras. Gratified by this adoration, he sits in the high chair offered him. When he sits, Satyavati makes the customary inquiries about his well-being and his life. Then says, most learned one. Sons are born through both their mother and their father. They belong equally to both parents. The mother wields as much right and power over her son as his father does. By law, over Maharishi, you are my firstborn, my eldest son, and Vichitravirya is my youngest. Just as Bhishma is Vichitravirya's brother on his father's side, you are Vichitravirya's brother on his mother's side and yours. I am not certain that I am not certain what you will think or say, but I am going to tell you what I think and want from you. Shantanu's son Bhisma refuses because of Dharma and his vow that he once swore, either to become king or to get children. So, out of love for your brother Vichitravirya, in order to continue this royal line, come down from Mahabharata himself. Because Bhishma asks you, and because I command you as your mother, out of compassion for all the living, for the protection of the people, and from the generosity of your heart, sinless one, you must do what I ask. Your younger brother has left behind two widows of youth, beauty and grace which compare with those of the Devastaris. For the sake of Dharma and Moksha, they want to have children. You are the ideal person to make mothers of them. So, my child, beget sons on Ambika and Ambalika, sons worthy of this house and worthy to continue the royal lineage of Mahabharata. Vyasa listened to this quietly, then says, Satyavati, you know what Dharma is both in this life and the next. Also, you are devoted to Dharma, so at your command, with Dharma as my motive, as well, I will do what you ask. Indeed, what you ask conforms to Sanatana Dharma, and you will read sons on my brother's wives, sons who shall be like Mitra and Varuna. I will give them a stern brata to keep for a year, and then they shall be purified, for no woman who is not pure can come near me, let alone bear my sons. Satyavati says, Anaha, sinless, do what is needed for the princesses to conceive immediately, for danger threatens. In a kingdom that has no king, the people are destroyed without protection, sacrifices no longer take place, evil holds sway, the clouds send down no rain and the gods vanish, a kingdom without a king is quickly destroyed. No, my daughters-in-law must conceive at once. Bhishma will watch over the children while they are in their mother's wombs. Vyasa says, if I am to impregnate my daughter's wives unseasonably, then let them bear my ugliness, and that shall be the sorest penance for them. Let the Kosala princess bear my smell, my grim and ugly face, my filthy clothes, and my black body, and she will conceive an excellent child. Vyasa then says to Satyavati, let her wear clean clothes, put on her ornaments, and wait for me in her bedchamber. He vanishes before her eyes. Satyavati goes to her daughter-in-law, Ambika, privately and says to her, "O Kosala princess, listen to me, for what I have to say is Dharma. From my ill fortune, the race of Bharata has become extinct. Seeing me grieve and faced with the end of his father's line, Bhishma has suggested a solution, which, however, depends on you. Do this for Dharma, my daughter, and resurrect the lost lineage of Bharata. O child of the fairy hips, bring forth a child as resplendent as the king of the Devas. Let him inherit the kingdom and bear its heavy burden." Ambika demurs at first when she hears what is being asked of her, but Satyavati insists, and finally, with great reluctance and anxiety, the chaste Ambika is persuaded that what she is being asked to do is no violation of Dharma. To celebrate, Satyavati feeds Brahmanas, rishis, and numerous other Sadasyas who arrive for the occasion. She gives them a banquet. It is finally not going so fucking well, but the problem is that this particular part has no real message. I think compared to what we did the last stream or the one before that, more correctly, it is kind of hard to top it off, you know. But continue. So far, Canto 106. Somehow Parva continued. Then Ambika's next period is over. Satyavati waits her and takes her to the chamber, making her sit upon the luxurious bed. Satyavati says to her daughter-in-law, Kosala princess, your husband has an elder brother, my firstborn son. He will come to you tonight and enter your womb as seed. Do not sleep, but wait for him. Satyavati leaves, and the beautiful princess lies back on the bed. In her mind, she prays to Bhishma and the other elders of the Kuru house. Then Dwaypayana enters that room in which a tapper burns. Ambika sees him, dark as a moonless night, with coppery matter, hat hanging down to his shoulders, his bare teeth and unkempt, his eyes like fire, and with a shiver and a moan of terror, Ambika shuts her eyes tightly. But having given his words to his mother, Dwaypayana takes her, while she lies beneath him, trembling and never once opening her eyes. When he has finished, he emerges from that chamber, and immediately Satyavati accosts him. Excitedly, she demands, Will the princess have a great son? Yasa replies, He will be as strong as 10,000 elephants. He will be a Rahadishi of great learning, intellect, and energy. He will beget 100 sons. But because of his mother's sin against me, that she never opened her eyes when I was with her, he will be born blind. This might, Satyavati says. Muni, how can a blind man become a worthy king of the Kurus? How will he protect his clan and uphold the ancient glory of his father's race? He must give the Kurus another prince who can be king. Yasa says, So be it, and vanishes. In due time, Ambika gives birth to a blind son, a mighty boy. Now, Satyavati goes to Ambalika, her younger daughter-in-law, and once more tells her what she wants from her, to conceive a child by Vyasa. Securing her consent, Satyavati summons Vyasa again. Dwaypayana comes again and goes into Ambalika, who sees him and turns white as a sheet from fright and remains thus of Mahabharata. Vyasa gives his word to his mother and sows his seed in Ambalika too. But as he is leaving, he says to her, Because you turned pale to see my face, your son shall be born pale, an albino with no pigment in his skin. Beautiful princess, your son shall be called Pandu, the Pale One. With that, he leaves the chamber, that best of rishis. His mother is waiting for him in the corridor to ask about the child he has fathered. Dwaypayana tells her that he will be white and named Pandu. Satyavati gets him to father one more son, on Ambika again. What? How many sons is he going to have? So be it, Vyasamuni gives her his word. 9 months pass, and Ambika gives birth to a son who is indeed without color in his skin, a pale child, an albino, yet he is radiantly handsome and bears every auspicious mark upon his body. Later, he, Pandu, would become the father of those 5 matchless bowmen, the Pandavas. Again, when Ambika has just finished her period and is in her fertile time, Sayavati goes to her and says that she must receive Vyasa once again. Ambika, as lovely as a Deva's daughter, remembers how grim and fierce Vyasa had been. She remembers the strong smell of his body. She does not go to Vyasa herself, but sends a maid of hers instead. This woman is a beautiful herself, as an Apsara, and she waits for the Rishi, wearing her mistress' ornaments. Why is the story repeating itself? What is the point of this? Anyways, let me drink a little bit of water. I think my throat is giving up for today, so we might probably have to get over with this. When Vyasa comes in, the maid rises and greets him reverently. She welcomes him and waits on him respectfully, and when he calls her to him, she does not demur but goes gladly. O king, that stern rishi is well pleased with her. When he rises to leave, he says, Beautiful, humble one, you will no longer be a slave. Your son will be the most intelligent of men, fortunate, wise, and of swarming dharma. I, Vyasa, bless you. Rahan, that son of Krishna Dvaipayana begotten on a might servant, is Vidura. He is the brother of Dharatirashtra, the eldest and the illustrious Pandu. Vidura is free from the bonds of desire and passion. He is a master of the laws and king of kingship and governance. Why? He is a Dharma Deva, god of truth, born on earth through the course of the Rishi Mandavya, emerging from his encounter with Ambika's maid. Vyasa meets Satyavati again and tells her how her daughter-in-law has deceived her, and that he has begotten a son in the Sudra woman, whom the princess sent to him. Then Vyasa vanishes before her eyes, just as he had come. Thus, in Vichitravirya's field, his elder brother Dvaipayana sows his seed, and from here are born sons as splendid as children of Heaven, to continue the race of Kuru. Let me see. Is it short one taken to 107? It is fucking short, yeah. Let us do this one. Canto 107. Samkhava Parva continued. Kanamaiskaya asked, what did Dharmadeva do that he was cursed? Who is the Rishi who cursed him to be born a Sudra? Vaisampayana said, there was a Brahmana called Mandavya. He knew Dharma and devoted himself to truth and tapasya. The Maharishi sat under a tree just outside his asrama, his arms raised skyward and keeping a vow of silence. For years, he sat thus, when one day a band of thieves, laden with booty, arrived in his hermitage. Maharatirashapra, some of the king's soldiers were hot on the heels of those thieves, and in panic they ran into Mandavya's asrama and hid there. Almost immediately, the pursuers arrived and saw the rishi under his tree. They asked him, "O Muni, which way did the thieves go? Show us before they escape." Rahan, the rishi made no response at all. The soldiers entered the asrama and discovered the robbers with their plunder. Now the king's men suspected the sage as well, and seized him and brought Mandavya before the king. The king sentenced him to be executed with the thieves. The king's men impaled the renowned Muni with the bandits, and gave the king the gold they had recovered. Though impaled on a stake and given neither food nor drink, the rishi Mandava did not die. With his Tapaya Shakti, his ascetic power, he summoned other rishis to him. They came at night as birds and saw him impaled but deep in dhyana. The sages were grief-stricken. They spoke to Mandavya, telling him who they were. They asked, Brahmana, tell us what sin you committed that you're suffering this dreadful torture. I think this one should be a little bit longer. Yeah. So okay. Basically, what I made here, what the fuck, my throat gave up so far. So it is time for me to eat. Let me transition to here. Well, oh man, it was a beautiful session. How much did you know? Almost 1 hour and 50 minutes. I am such a weak. But anyways, we did, and that is the most precious part of this. We were able to do it properly, so we might as well enjoy the rest that comes for these beautiful actions. Ah, as always, as always, it was a beautiful occasion. It, this one in particular, these chapters of the book weren't the most impressive ones, but it doesn't really matter that much. At the end of the day, having the possibility of analyzing this feels really beautiful. Yeah, the only sad thing is that there isn't really that much to say, but yeah, no, as always, also the other side of this, it is my delight to have you here present and to have your attention. Because if it weren't for you, nothing of this could really exist. And well, I think, oh my, wow, we have I think we even have a clear target to raid, and that is Claudette. Claudette PT. Somebody who is doing right now art, if I am not wrong. Okay. And he's doing his model, and with that, we are going to be done so far. Let me you know, raid. Well, as I was saying, please, as always, take care of yourself. Remember to have a good sleep, a good time to take proper care. And as always, it was a beautiful occasion. What happened? What ending? Winko, what ending? Did you arrive with something important? We're ending. We are ending. This is so sad. Mm. Sorry if it was something important, but we are finishing. You were so late. But anyways, as I was saying, until the next occasion happens and life gets us all again once. What the fuck? All of us once again together, we will meet. But now, time to take a beautiful rest. From my side, you do whatever you want, but now, Fartball says, raid.